Do you know what I just heard? I just got a direct message from a bird who flew in, told me this message, and they said, and that means, in bird language, it's Storytime with Uncle Scotty, and I am your host, Uncle Scotty. We have our own mugs and our own wall decorations. Thank you, everyone, for being here for Storytime with Uncle Scotty. A special thank you to my number one main man, Harrison, in Indiana. A supporter on Patreon, a viewer and avid lover of Storytime with Uncle Scotty. You have your own mug, you have your own bookmarkers, you have your own stories. And so thank you, Harrison. If you want to be like Harrison, if you have any interest, you can check us out on Patreon and get some of those new things for yourself, if and only if that interests you. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, for continuing to watch and support Storytime with Uncle Scotty. I'm going to get these words out by the time we start our book. We've been reading Ways to Make Sunshine by Renee Watson, a Newbery Honor and Coretta Scott King Book Award winner. And we're learning about Ryan Hart moving into her new house, her new old house, because it's an old house that is their new house, but really it's an old house. People have lived there before, so it feels old, even though it's new to them. And we're seeing Ryan adjust to being in this new old house. And last time, Uncle Scotty realized that he missed a huge opportunity because there was a lot of talk about rosemary, which, as I mentioned, was one of my favorite herbs, one of my favorite spices. Ryan loves rosemary. You know what else is a spice? Thyme. Our sponsor, Thyme. And since we're here in Portland, we don't have our thyme with us. The only time we have is story time. So I just wanted to make a mention of thyme, another great herb out there to enjoy. Flavorful. Okay, let's get to this. Chapter 8. Afro Puffs. Most kids my age are probably doing something really fun since it's Saturday, but not me. I'm rehearsing my Easter speech over and over in my head so that tomorrow at church I say it perfectly. Every Easter, and Christmas too, all us kids who attend Sunday school recite speeches in front of the whole congregation. This is the worst part of the holiday. I hate everything about it. The way everyone stares. Now, Uncle Scotty usually doesn't use the word hate because it's a big word. It's a big word. It implies a lot. And often we say that we hate something, but we don't actually hate it. We just dislike it or it makes us uncomfortable. So, Ryan's saying this word about how much she doesn't like this, how uncomfortable it makes her. But I think we should think carefully before we use that word sometimes. Not always. That's the end of that. For now. I don't like anything about it. The way everyone stares, the way the microphone makes my voice sound weird, right? Like I am underwater or speaking into an echo chamber, depending on who is working the sound system. I hate it because no matter how much I practice, I always forget a word and then I freeze and all the adults say, "That's okay, baby." Even though I am not a baby, and all the other children, especially the teenagers, laugh. Ha, 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 ha. And then I just run off and hug Mom, and she says, "It's okay. At least you tried." This is what happens every year, but not this year. This time, I have read my speech so many times I can say it in my sleep. This time, I have practiced in the mirror. This time, I recited it as Amanda read along to double check if I was saying it right. This time, I will speak so loud I won't even need the microphone. I will do so well, I will get a standing ovation. Now, you might know, a standing ovation is something that happens after a performance or after someone says or does something in a room, and the audience who's been sitting stands up to clap and yell and applaud them. And if you get the whole room to stand up, it's called a standing ovation, and it's like one of the best ways to acknowledge that a room really loves and appreciates what someone has done in it. So Ryan's like, I'm going to do so well, I'm going to get a standing ovation. This is what I'm thinking about just before Grandma comes over to do my hair. She's coming to get me looking good for tomorrow because our family, one more time, she is coming to get me looking good for tomorrow because one more time. She is coming to get me looking good for tomorrow because for our family, Easter is not only about speeches, it is about new spring dresses and Sunday shoes, every hair in place. It is about family dinner, deviled eggs, honey ham, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and collard greens. It is about wicker baskets full of chocolates and plastic eggs full of surprises. When Grandma comes, she hugs me and Ray and then walks through the house with Mom, who is showing her every room. It's nice, Grandma says. Isn't it? The size adjustment just took some getting used to, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's cozy. Yes, cozy. That's the word I was looking for, Grandma says. Grandma is a brown woman, tall like sunflowers that rise in the community garden down the street. Nothing about her is small, quiet, or timid. She goes into the kitchen and calls out to me, Ryan, come on in here and let me fix you up. Grandma used to be a beautician. She owned a hair salon and made a living making women look pretty. She closed the shop last year, but still does hair for special clients. She's standing at the stove. When she turns it on, the fire blazes up and she adjusts the knob to make the fire settle to a low flicker. Grandma sets the pressing comb on the stove. It's like a comb that they're using to do their hair. The iron teeth of the comb begin to warm, and just as smoke rises, I sit down in the chair in front of her. She unbraids the thick twists Mom did after she washed my hair last night. Now my hair is dry and ready to be straightened. Most times I wear my hair in a big puffy ponytail. Sometimes Mom does 2-strand twists in my hair, like the black yarn she uses when she sews dollies for her Saturday market booth. I only get my hair straightened for special occasions. Grandma begins pressing my hair. Child, there is no mistaking it. You are a black girl and you have black hair. Grandma says. She says this every time she presses my hair. It is so thick, just like your mama's. She pulls the comb through my kinky yarn, and like magic, I feel the silky strands fall to my shoulders. That's cool. So, it's a comb, and she heats the comb, and then she runs it through Ryan's hair, and Ryan's hair goes from, she says, like kinky yarns, like sort of thick like mine, you can't really see, sort of coarse like mine, and then when she runs the comb through it, it becomes silky and straight, and it sort of falls to her shoulders. It's pretty cool. Weatherman says there's a chance of morning showers, but then clear and dry for the rest of the day. You know if it gets wet, it will puff right back out, and all this time spent straightening it will be a waste. And there we can see Grandma. Oh, there's the comb, see? So Grandma is straightening her. So you can kind of see some of Ryan's hair is puffy, and then some of it is straightened that she's run through with the comb. Also, how stylish is Grandma? Great glasses and earrings, great do, snappy cardigan, and like a sweet dress. Nice, Grandma. Coming in with some style. And there's the stove. Yes, ma'am, I say. Pressing hair takes a long time. I have to sit and sit and sit and be very, very still and hold my ear down so Grandma doesn't burn me as she straightens my edges. I do this. Hold your ears down. It takes forever, but I love the way it looks once it's all finished. You know, I used to do your mama's hair like this until she went natural, Grandma tells me. She pulls the pressing comb through my hair, then rests it on a towel sitting on the counter. I can feel that one side of my hair is all straight and lying flat, while the other side is still crinkled and all over my head. It's like the picture we saw. Ray walks into the kitchen and opens the refrigerator. You look weird with your hair like that, Ray says. He pours cranberry juice into a cup and gulps it down. Maybe he has his own cup. Gulps it down. You look weird no matter how your hair looks, I tell him. Mom calls out to us from the living room. All right, you two, don't start. She is sitting on the sofa, knitting something to sell at Saturday market. Next week, the market starts back up, so she's been getting ready. Dad is resting before he has to go to work. When Grandma is finished with my hair, we go to the bathroom together. I stand in front of the vanity, and she holds up a mirror behind me so I can see how I look. So Ryan's in the bathroom, she's standing in front of one mirror, and then her grandma's holding a mirror on the back so she can see through both mirrors, the front of her hair and the back of her hair. I love it, I tell her. I look beautiful. Well, Ryan, Grandma says, you are beautiful, no matter if your hair is straight or not. Yeah, but I'm more beautiful with my hair like this, I say. I run my fingers through my hair, feel them slip through every black strand. Instead of fuzzy yarn, it feels like silk. Grandma turns me around to face her. Baby girl, You are beautiful. Not just your hair or your clothes, but who you are. Your kindness makes you beautiful, and the way you're always willing to offer to help makes you beautiful, Grandma tells me. And how creative you are with your recipes. That's what makes you a beautiful girl. Grandma turns me back to face the mirror. We both look into the glass, staring at my brown skin, my round face, my long straight hair. How you wear your hair is your choice, and no matter what you choose, it's not going to determine if you're beautiful or not. The only thing that will determine that is how you treat others. If you are mean to people, if you act ugly toward them, then that's what takes your beauty away. Grandma kisses me on the forehead and then says, "Now let's get you ready for bed." I put on my pajamas and my hair bonnet. Before I get into bed, I practice my speech one more time. I fall asleep holding on to Grandma's words. And that's the end of that chapter. That's a really beautiful chapter. Shout out to grandmas. I love my grandma. Miss her a lot. Thank you so much for watching Storytime with Uncle Scotty. I hope you are having a lovely day. And thank you for being here, liking these videos, sharing them, subscribing, doing whatever it is that you want to do with them, watching them. I don't know, not watching them, but then you're not hearing me say anything to you, so that's kind of tough. But we have our own mugs, so that makes it better. And I will see you next time. Bye!